It's Natasha. Welcome back to my channel. And I wanted to get on here today and do something that I have been wanting to do for a while. And with the sale of cranberries right now, I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to ferment some cranberries. I haven't done it before, but from what I understand, they taste amazing. And you can ferment them different ways. The basis is basically you take the cranberries, cover them with raw honey, and then you can put either cinnamon or ginger or garlic, one or all or three, just depends on what you and your family likes. So if you add the garlic, it makes more of a savory thing, and if you add just the honey, then it's more of a sweet. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a batch of the cranberries with the honey and the cinnamon. So first, what I do is I have my bags of cranberries that I picked up in my Aldi haul. If you all watched my Aldi video, you saw that. And I'm going to open those up. And then it suggests, now I'll leave the link to the recipe below. And it just says fermented honey cranberries. And it says that you can take the cranberries and you can nick them with a knife. And I know how a lot of people love to hate on my knife skills, so I'm not going to sit here and nick every single cranberry. Also, it suggested putting them in your food processor and giving them a couple turns, and that will also get them so that the tough skins can absorb the honey and the cinnamon flavors. So I'm going to put a bag in here. And then we'll go ahead and give those a couple turns of the food processor. Yeah, that looks like it did pretty good. Now all of them won't have gotten nicked, but we don't want to make them too small. So what I'll probably do is just pick through them as I'm putting them into the jars. And then if I find some that aren't nicked, I'll go ahead and nick them myself. Okay, I won't bore you by going through all these while we're on film. I'm going to go ahead and I'll come back when I've got them all in the jars and ready to pour the honey on. Okay, I'm back. So, I have all of my cranberries nicked, ran them through the food processor, so they're in the jars. I had 2 bags, so it filled 2 quart jars. And it says the first step to give the cranberries a little pop to break their skin and release the juices, which I did. And it says this allows the fermentation a bit of a head start. Then it says to fill your jars with cranberries, ginger slices, and cinnamon stick. And I am not using the ginger, but I do have the cinnamon stick. So I'll go ahead and put one of these in each jar. Just going to push it down into the cranberries. Okay, and then, let's see here. Add in the orange juice and the zest if you'd like as well. Then cover the cranberries with raw honey. So I have these oranges. They're quite large. My uncle sent them to us for Christmas. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze half of one into one jar. And then I'm going to, I don't know, the cat is going crazy over here. I have dropped a cranberry on the floor and he's been chasing it all around the kitchen. So, well, whatever entertains him. I'm just going to add a little piece of the skin for the zest because I'm not going to bother to zest it. Just for this a little bit. Here, the cat is going crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to put the zest of the other half of this large orange into this jar. This is the cat we rescued. I've done a couple videos on him. He's so funny. The funniest cat ever. Alright, there is the zest of both oranges, and I'll run these through my garbage disposal. Make my sink smell good. Okay, so we have that, and it says cover the cranberries with raw honey. That's all you got to do. And I have raw unfiltered organic honey that I got on clearance at Kroger. So we're going to go ahead and open this. I'm guessing it's going to take one bottle per jar, but we'll see. And it says it may take a little while for the honey to run to the bottom. It smells good already. That oranges, that cinnamon, and that the cranberries. Oh, they smell good. It is slowly running down to the bottom. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see? I don't know, maybe a little too dark. But there's some honey getting to the bottom. It's not all the way down there yet. But there's bubbles coming up. So while that is continuing to flow on that one, we'll go ahead and do this one. I almost bet if I take a skewer, a wooden skewer, and stick it down there, I can help this process along. See, a big bubble just came up in that one. It means that more honey's dripping to the bottom. See it. Your nose itches always at the most inopportune time, doesn't it? I'm going to get a skewer here. See if we can speed this process up a little bit. Okay, I found a skewer. Let's go ahead and see if we can bust through some of this. Kind of like when you're canning and you got to get the air bubbles out. It's just that the honey's a little thicker than most liquid you can with, so it's going to take a little bit for that honey to reach the bottom of the jar. Let's see where we're at on this one. Gosh, these are going to be so pretty in the jar. Wouldn't these make amazing gifts for Christmas? Oh my goodness, I can imagine. giving these away for Christmas gifts. I think though if I was gonna do them for Christmas gifts, I would do them in pint jars, just because this is a big jar, and if you give it to someone that maybe they're the only one in the house that likes cranberries, or they're single, you don't want to waste a whole quart jar on them that they may never get through. Here's the cat again. He probably lost his cranberry. Can't find it now. Still seeing here those bubbles come onto the top. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I do when I can. I'm going to make sure that I wipe these rims off real well before I put the lids on. It says in the directions, it says it may take a while for the honey to make it down to the bottom of the jar, so you'll have to wait a little bit for it to settle, so that's what we're doing now. It says cover the jar tightly and give it a few turns to coat all the cranberries in honey. Then loosen the lid and put the jar in a dark corner somewhere. It would be wise to put it on a plate in case there is honey overflow as it ferments, which is likely. So make sure you listen to that. I'm going to put it on a, I've got these flat, I call them flat bowls. My family makes fun of the name for it, but they're very shallow bowls. And those are what I'm going to set these on in case the honey does come out over the top. And then it says, every few days, tighten the lid and give the jar a few turns, then re-loosen the lid. Soon you will see bubbles forming. The honey will turn a lovely red color and will become more runny as time goes on. The cranberries will start to lose some of their tartness and will become a bit more wrinkled. These can be left to ferment for quite a while, several months even, and will be tastier as time goes on. And the author said, I think the flavor is, even after a few weeks, is just amazing. You can eat these fermented honey cranberries as is, or you can try putting them in the food processor and grind them into more of a cranberry sauce. I think I'm going to try that on Thanksgiving this year. It's never a bad idea to get some fermented food during a big meal. So that's what the author's experiences are with it. And since we're going into Christmas, let's see, what's this today? Today is December 9th, so it is about 15 days till Christmas. So I think these will probably start tasting pretty good around Christmas time, but I probably will leave them even longer. And next year, I think I will try starting a few batches earlier and give them as gifts. I think that'll be really well received. Okay, so that's all the honey in that jar. See if we got all the honey out of this one. It's all the honey in there. I think I'm going to have to open a third jar to finish covering these because they're not quite all covered. Alright, I think we're getting our cranberries covered. Looks pretty good. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go ahead and wipe these lids down, or these jars down with, look at that. You see those? They're so pretty. With vinegar water, just to make sure that I haven't got any honey on the lids, because I'm not sure, since this is the first thing I've fermented. I'm familiar with a lot of canning, but I've never fermented before, so I'm not sure how important it is to keep those lids clean, but we're going to do that anyway. And then I will set them on plates, and I'll bring you back and show you what they look like at the end. Okay, I am back. I have my 2 bowls, one for each jar. Got my cranberries. It said to tighten the lid and then shake it around. I don't think it's going to shake very well, but move it around to make sure all the cranberries are coated in honey. Looks like they are all coated. And then it said to loosen it, loosen the lid. Because of the fermenting process, you don't want it to blow up on you. I'm going to tighten this one. Move it around. And it said every few days to tighten the lid and shake it. So I'm going to put these in my extended pantry. You've seen that. I better listen to this. You've seen that video. It's nice and dark in there, except when I go in and flip on the light for a very short period of time. So I'm going to put both of these in there, and we're going to see how these turn out. I bet they're going to be amazing. So thanks for watching my video, my first forte into fermenting, and we'll keep you up to date, because I have a feeling if it's this easy, I'm going to be doing more of it. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.